Hi there, welcome back to Settled Carlisle 68. I'm Gary, and behind me is my Engage layout Westmorland, and hopefully you saw from the intro that I've got trains back up and running now after sort of 6 months with nothing running on the layout, so that's a real positive. And this also is a special video in the way of it being the 500 sub special. So I think I hit 500 subscribers just at the end of September, so I thought I'd just run, as I mentioned in my last video, a bit of a competition just to say thanks to all the subscribers who's obviously subscribed and inputted into the channel over the last 10 months. So thanks for all the people who have subscribed, and you know, the people who yourselves who are the ones that have left the comments and constructively helped me develop the layout. So again, thank you very much, and I guess without further ado we'll move into the competition. So it's broken into two parts. We've got a specific Engage prize and also a modelling, a more general modelling prize. So first of all, the Engage competition, you can enter both, by the way, if you wish, and it's totally free. Basically, the Engage competition, the prize or prizes have been put up by Nigel at Replitech, and you may or may not know of this company. It's just a small small venture by Nigel where he's producing 3D models, and this is an example of one of the models that he makes. You can make that out. It's a 3D printed and painted version of a Morgan sports car. So the shop itself is on eBay. They also do a Morgan in a red colour. They do Land Rovers in various colours, minis. They do boats, canoes, telephone boxes, post boxes. So lots of accessories for Engage. I sort of stumbled across them on eBay, and Nigel was really helpful in providing the Land Rover when I was doing the farm diorama. So that was the first competition, and the prize that Nigel's put forward is a pair of Morgans. So that's one in the British Racing Green and one in red, and also a number of telephone boxes and post boxes. So the total of the prize comes to about £20. And basically to win the prize, towards the end of the video, I'm going to be doing a running session, and the idea is during the running session the green Morgan will appear on a number of the clips, and just count them up, and at the end tot it up. Leave your answer in the comments section if you are a subscriber, or if you're a subscriber to enter the competition, and then the people that get it right will be just entered into a hat, and we'll draw it out at the next video. The competition or competitions will both close on the 31st of October at midnight, and then we'll draw the winner at the next video. So that's the first part of the competition. The second part is sort of the modelling part, and the prize for this is what I've sort of shared from the prize that I won from winning the WWS diorama competition, and that is 4 pots of weathering powders we use. So we've got the black soot, the light earth, the ever faithful concrete dust, and deep rust. So you've got pretty much top 4 for doing most of the things on your layouts and models and dioramas. So simple question to that one is, again, when I do the quick layout tour after this intro, all I'm asking the question of is to tell me the name of the new Royal Scot loco that I purchased, and that basically, again, leave it in the comments section, and then the winner will be drawn excuse me, the winner will be drawn at the next video, same as the previous competition. So without further ado, we'll go into the quick layout tour, and then there'll be a running session at the end. Okay, so let's do a quick layout tour. So the layout itself measures 2.7 meters from end to end. It's narrower at the far end, so it measures 0.8 meters, and the reason for that is the door there, and that's the door into the front of the garage. This is a converted room at the back of the garage, so that I use as a railway room come sort of office. So yeah, it's 2.7 meters long, and then it comes back to this end. You can see it opens up to, I think it's about 1.2 meters. So it's a twin track, so it's a full loop with an up and a down line, and it's all controlled by DCC, and the controller is down here, just down under here. So that's the box. So it's a Gauge Master Prodigy Express, and then that's the controller itself. Running round the layout at the far end, so I've got in this far or closest corner, we've got what I'm going to be having as the workmen's cottages. So I've not decided quite what I'm going to do here exactly yet, but that's probably a project for later on in the winter, but you get the idea. And then the two tracks run through this quite steep cutting with retaining walls either side, and this area of the layout was the area that I first did some scenics on a model railway, so learned some valuable lessons from this area. And then this is the top of the tunnel, and this surrounding stone wall hides really a joint, and that joint is where the full tunnel top lifts off. And two reasons for that. First of all, to access any sort of derailed trains or rolling stock, and then secondly, to be able to get at the track to clean it. So coming down the back out of the tunnel mouth, we've then got this back of the layout, which is obviously scenic. Was toying with the idea when I first designed the layout, whether to go with a non-scenic fiddle yard at the back with more lanes than what you see now, but decided against that and went down the scenic route, and I'm glad I did. A little bit less storage space, but yeah, I think it looks better, and you'll see when I move to the other side how it sort of splits the layout in two with these high embankments and the farm, etc. So if you don't want to see the trains run at the back, so it doesn't give you a full loop, you can get the illusion that it is just the front of the layout that you see. So moving along, got a signal box, and then where the gap is, there's going to be a plate layers hut, so I've still got to put that together. Back scene, I think it's an ID back scene that I purchased, and did that right at the start, and learnt some lessons there. I think I used didn't put enough adhesive on the back, contact adhesive, and you can see it's sort of coming away in in places. So that's again a project for the future to replace that. Probably use the same design of back seam, but stick it down differently so I don't get all these nasty creases and so on. So moving along, lots of seafoam trees which I do myself, and then we come under the road bridge, which is I think a Pico kit that I painted up, and then we come down into this area where there's a siding that comes off to the quarry, which I've done sort of a 3-part mini series if you want to go back and check that out. So covered the painting of the building and the building of the rock face. Just got to put a new roof on this building. I didn't like the previous roof. It was sort of one sheet of corrugated metal, so I've used this, replaced it with some spare sheet I had from the farm into these separate panels, so it should look a lot better when that's all weathered and painted up. So moving along into the second tunnel, which is a larger tunnel. Same principle, the stone wall hides the join, and this tunnel as well is removable, fully removable, and for the same reason. So again, I've got to do all the scenery on this. Just as a point of interest, I think one of the most regular questions I get asked is where do I get my stone walling from? It's a company called Railway Model Bits, or Model Railway Bits. I'll put the address up on the screen of the website, and you literally buy them in these small sections, and really good value for money. They come unpainted, so I think I've ordered and painted over 220 of these individual stone sections, so it's been a bit of labour of love really, but I think it certainly sets off the layout, gives it a true sort of Westmorland Yorkshire feel. Coming round, you've got the exit to the tunnel, and then that leads straight onto the viaduct section of the layout. So just sit down, just give you a better view. So the rock face was completed a while back, and this basically will be the next section that I will work on the scenics. So I've got the viaduct in place, which was or is a Metcalfe kit. So I've done a little bit of weathering on that. So looking from the front, we've got a beck or a stream which runs back underneath the viaduct, and then it will run down from the rock face here. So I'm going to be putting lots of sort of different sized stones in there, using some water resin, and create I would say probably like a fast flowing sort of stream or beck. And then behind, I'm going to put all static grass and bushes and so on in this area, and then we've got all of these seafoam trees that are not currently been painted and foliage added, so I'm going to add that, and that will basically hide the quarry building behind. That's the plan. So the trees will look something like these. So yeah, that's the next project. I think that gives a really good photo opportunity or video opportunity with the trains running across the viaduct. So the sooner that gets completed, the better that will be for future videos and photographs. Onto the layout, we've got this quite involved set of points where basically we've got this point that takes the line from the main line off into the goods yard. We've got a small head shunt here, which finishes just at obviously the viaduct, and then there's an opportunity there from where I sit to just see behind that derelict building in the right hand tree the trains passing by. That's the only part of the back part of the layout you can actually see without in the operator position without sort of standing up. So it gives you a nice view there of them passing by. You'll see that in the running session later. And then the farm is the same as it was in the previous video, so we've covered that extensively. The only thing you possibly see any differently is there's the post box been added and these new vehicles. So I've got these 3 vehicles, and these will be painted up. At the moment they're finished just in their raw finish, and you know, you can probably guess these are Replictech vehicles, so I'm planning to get those painted up and finished off. So moving back from the farm, moving into the goods yard, well, the station area. So we can just cover the fleet that I've got. So all of the fleet of locomotives and rolling stock is on display. So it's just recently purchased this Royal Scot. So this is a Graham Farish engine, so it's 46159 Royal Air Force. So a really nice model, and that's obviously now running on DCC, and that's pulling 5 Stania maroon BR locos. So that's going to be the standard colour I'm going to use for all my carriages or coaches. I'm also on the lookout for some Mark 1s to expand the collection. And then this is the second of my locos. So this is my Jubilee Bahamas. So again, another nice running engine. And then we've got a nice run of wagons on there, predominantly all Graham Farish except for the 2 tankers, which are Pico. So I've recently purchased those. And then going into further into the goods yard and onto the station, we've got the cattle dock, which is now been set at the length. So it's been extended, so that'll take 6 cattle wagons, or 5 cattle wagons and a brake van, and there's still room for a loco there as well. And then into the goods yard, we've got the goods shed, some more wagons, and then at this end is probably the undecided bit, and that's up until probably yesterday I was going to have these 2 sidings as additional goods sidings for wagons and so on, but as I want to expand the number of locos that I've got, and I don't really want to be taking them on and off the layout, I was thinking of probably making this into a engine shed area. So the engine shed would go literally where those 2 locos are, and I've already actually got the engine shed. It's another one of these sort of Metcalf kits. So I don't know what you guys think. It's not prototypical to have that in the yard where it would be, but I think it would probably serve better than just having a couple of goods lanes. But I don't know, what do you think? Some feedback on that would be good, I guess. And then coming back over, we've got the goods shed with what will be another loading platform with a crane. So I've got all that. And then all of this wood that you see for the platforms are all fastened down now. The platforms, the gaps have been set, and then what I'm going to do is coat this with some 1mm cardboard, and then put on the Slater's plasticard on top, the embossed plasticard or plastic card, and I'm thinking of using like a sort of paving stone effect. And then finally, just coming to this far end, will be the station master's house, another Metcalfe kit in the Settle Carlisle finish. And then we're back to where we started at the bridge. So maybe not so quick of a tour, but I think that'll gives you a good oversight of the layout and where we're at. So without further ado, we'll leave it there, and we'll move on to the running session. hope you enjoyed the running session. That's the first one I've done in around 6 months when I look back. So it was too long really, but got there in the end. So yeah, we'll close it there. Thanks ever so much, and yeah, I'll see you next time. Cheers, bye.